Aegean Sea and mountains. These are videos that I took from my road trip from Athens to Poros Island of the Peloponnese yesterday. We went through Corinth. We saw the sign at the area of ancient theater of Epidaurus, the baths of the beautiful Helen of Troy just off of Corinth, and the various things that we saw. We even saw a falcon. It had spotted its prey and it was just hovering over its area as we were passing the high mountains going downhill towards our destination. So I hope you like it. I did promise some of my viewers they wanted to see something of Greece. So this is what I did yesterday. I decided to take, I didn't have much traffic on the highway, thank goodness. And I took as much as I could, even though I was driving. This is a map of the area. This is Athens right here. And we went through this area here. That's about an hour and a half up to here, about an hour, 20 minutes, depending. I was going slow. This is Corinth. This is the isthmus. They cut the land there so that the ships could go through. And we took the highway this way. The road against basically the coast road. And this is the way we went. And this is the island of Poros right there. That little thing there. You see that? We went to here to Galata and took the ferry boat about half an hour ride, not even half an hour, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It goes fast. And that's the island of Poros that we went to as well. So it's in the Saronic Gulf of the Aegean Sea. Let's pull out a little bit. This is the Peloponnese, of course. It's the southernmost area of Greece. Okay, there we are in the Mediterranean. This is where it was. That's where we went to. And we took the road from Athens all the way there. I was going very slow. I didn't want to be late, so I got there very early. I sat in the car in my air conditioning because I was wearing a long dress. And I didn't want to get dusty. And just walking around or sitting in a cafe, I would have looked totally out of place. I was formally dressed. And I did order a beautiful cappuccino, hot coffee, and they brought it to my car. And I just enjoyed myself. It was excellent because my little granddaughter was getting baptized yesterday. And this is where they had the venue. So I'll let you enjoy it. I think hopefully you'll enjoy the colors and the scenery and the geography. I didn't get to visit any ancient places because I didn't want to be late. And I'll promise I'll do that another time. I want to go to my scene for you. And Argos and places where around Sparta, where the Helen of Troy was located. So I hope you enjoy it. We're on the road to Poros. I'm going on a day trip, basically, for my granddaughter's baptism. Poros is a little island very close to the mainland of the Peloponnese. And we're going to take a little boat ride from Galata to Poros, which is about 15 minutes. It's not worth for them building a bridge because, I don't know, I guess it's just very romantic, take little ferry boats across. But this is, I stopped to get my camera out. This is Epidaurus. You remember Epidaurus? The ancient theater where they used to play tragedies and comedies. It was also a medical center. And the theater was just one part of the healing process. They used to stay there for days, if not weeks. They used to confess whatever was waiting on them, their problems. They used to fast, they used to bathe, they used to go to the nightly, first they would have a tragedy and then it would be followed by a comedy to even things out. The tragedy would sort of be used as a way to rehash people's deep daily problems, and the comedy was a way to laugh at them as well. So that was a part of their healing process. I'm just going to go ahead. There's a lot of traffic today and it's also very windy. This is the color of my dress. As you can see, very nice. I wore it. I think I'm going to go take it very easily. My son says, why are you coming so early? I said, I'm just going to go very slowly, enjoy the view. The greenery is fantastic. It's just that it's a very windy day and it pulls the car a little bit. That's okay. And as I listen to some music. But I'm going to try and get into an area that's not too, okay. I'm going to try and get some, basically it's mountains here, but you can get a little bit of a view of the geography. I was coming by the highway. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to take a beautiful view of the Acropolis of Corinth. Right now, I just passed Corinth, and we're on the road to Epidaurus. And basically, this is the area of the spa. Wherever you have spas, we know that wherever you have hot springs, you have magma underneath. And yes, we do have spas here. This spa was the bathing area of the beautiful Helen of Troy. As we know, she wasn't in Troy of Asia Minor, she was here. She was here in Epidaurus, this is the area of Corinth, of Argos, of Mycene, ancient Mycene. We just passed Isthmia, the isthmus of the Corinth Canal. And she's come swimming here. There's a beach to our left. I won't be able to go into it. And she was very beautiful, supposedly. And she was kidnapped, taken to Troy, and that's how the Trojan War started and lasted for decades. Not just a few years, but it lasted decades. Finally, the Greeks, which were of the tribe of Dan, by the way, to end the war, they said they gave up, they were going back to here, to Mycene, to Greece, leaving, they couldn't take it anymore, and they gave them a gift. They left a gift of the wooden horse. Remember the wooden horse? And there were actually oblites in there, there were soldiers in there. They came out at night. Of course, the Trojans brought in the wooden horse through the gates of the city, thinking, oh, what a beautiful statue, it was a wooden horse. And at night, the Greeks came out, and that's how they won the war. So that was a carnage there. But anyway, they were of the tribe of Dan. That's why there is an ancient Greek saying said, "Fovite τους Danaus," be afraid of the Danites. Na fovaste τους Danaus. Danaus is Danites. So the people from Mycene were actually the tribe of Dan. Okay, tribe of Dan. And I'll leave you a link so that you can see the fact. You know, my research on that. They even got up to Scotland and Denmark. That's why Denmark is called Dan. It was from the tribe of Dan. So basically, the Scots and the Irish are Danites in their descendants. Their ancestors, are Danites from Sparta. So the Spartans are Danites. That's why they didn't go to the Battle of Marathon. They had their Rosh Hashanah in September. They couldn't go at that time because of their feast. They got to the Marathon battlefield 2 days after the war was over, where the Athenians conquered the Persians. It was something that they didn't believe they would be able to do, but with the help of God they did, and that was a prophecy by prophet Daniel, given to him by the archangel Gabriel. And I'll read that passage for you. Something's happened here. There's some kind of an accident. As you can see, it's very tight here. And over there in the distance we have, you see what they're doing? They're cutting the mountain for marble and cement. You see, that's a marble quarry. It's a quarry. They're all over Greece. Most of them are very ancient, you know. They're from, BC, before Christ, from antiquity. Okay. This is, I don't know if you can see it, I'm pointing it to my side. This is the area of the baths of the beautiful Helen. Lutra Oreas Elenis. It's called Lutra, means bath in Greek. This is Lutra Oreas Elenis, and this is where you are. This is where she used to come. It's actually the sea. It's not spring baths, but there may be spring baths somewhere around here. It's very low lying. We have some reeds as well, and as you can see, summer people are just the water is very warm because it's very shallow here, very clean. Okay, and You have all types of houses. Oh, you have all types of houses here. Little maisonettes. They're on the sea. Living room, kitchen is in the bottom, and the bedrooms are on top, as you can see. So, this is it right here. I hope you can see it. And let's pan a little bit this way. I'm driving at the same time, so excuse me. Okay, this is the mountains, and you have mountain sea, and the mountains usually have very thick forests of beautiful pine trees. Okay, and you can see some of them are all the way down to the sea. It's just beautiful. There are some locations here that have started fisheries because the bay is very quiet, and to have a fishery you have to have water that's pretty quiet, that doesn't slosh around too much with high waves and storms and stuff. So they do have some fisheries down here. Okay. All right. Lutra Ores Elenis. We're now getting into it. Lutra Ores Elenis. The baths of the beautiful Helen. This is the little town of it. The main street. Let's just say this is Main Street, where you have your gas station, your pharmacy, some grocery stores. What did we just pass? We passed something else, I can't remember. Okay, this is the main street of the town of Lutra Ores and Elenis. And we're slowly, hardware shop. What else do you have here? Hotel, souvlaki stand, souvlaki place, and things like that. Okay, pizza parlor, and your Vodafone store, another pharmacy. And we're coming out of this slowly but sure. A little strip mall on the side on the right here. Another, that green cross is the pharmacy. And we're sort of heading out of the town. And the houses, as you know, are towards the beach on our left and towards the right across the street. These beautiful silvery trees are olive groves, olives. Now this area of the Peloponnese does not freeze during the winter. That's why you have a lot of trees here which are orange, lemons, mandarins, tangerines, citrus fruits like that, because they don't freeze during the winter. That's how mild the winter is here. It's very lovely. And look at that huge mountain. That was full of forest at one time. I think it was burnt down. And this is the geography, as you can see here. This is a volcanic area. We're in a subduction zone. We had 3 big earthquakes yesterday, one in Romania, one in Bosnia, and one in Greece. I think Romania was 4.5, Bosnia was 4.8, and Greece was in the Aegean Sea of, what island was that? Mytilene, I think. That was Lesbos, that was around 4.5 as well. They were each about 4 or 5 hours apart from each other. And of course, that's because we're in a subduction zone. And it's the most seismic area of the Mediterranean is Greece, of course. Because the African plate comes slamming into the Eurasian plate at quite a big distance every year. I think it's what, 40 depending on which side you're on, 40 to 80 millimeters a year, which is pretty big. So these are the beautiful lush mountains, hills and mountains, as we could say. Now we're coming out of Almeri and we're going towards other little towns, towards our, basically this is what we're going to see the whole time. Beautiful trees like this, beautiful lush virgin forests and beautiful areas. And if I get a chance to stop at a spot where I can get a good view of the sea, I hope my camera will make it justice. You can see the beautiful color. It's a beautiful sunny day, and the sea is like azure blue. It's like the color of the sky, but a little bit lighter. And you just can't believe the color of the seas here. They're just so beautiful. Okay, so thanks for being patient with me. Thank you, all of you, for watching and supporting me, because you do help our church. Our feast is on September 7th, and we start from the 6th to the 7th, which is next week. And every year we do that, it's like we're getting ready for a wedding, because the bishop will be coming, and I think 16 priests, and they're coming to pray together with us, and they'll see the difference that we have in our little church of Capotan. You know, they come from various places in Athens to see the church, because they can't believe how beautiful it is. The garden outside, Father Vasily has done a beautiful job with the garden outside, but I'll try and get more pictures and things of that now that they've repainted the benches and various parts of the church that need painting outside, inside, and the gates, and we have fences and gates and everything. So, and beautiful flowers. The flowers are just exquisite, and the butterflies are starting now. So I'll give you those in a couple of days as well. Look at these beautiful pine trees. Aren't they beautiful? We have some burnt up trees up on the top of the mountains there. I don't know if you can see those. Those are black because they're burnt from a forest fire. And those silvery there, in between the pine trees, are an olive grove. For the life of me, I don't know how they did that, because you're not allowed to plant olive groves in the forest because it's not your land. Forests are public land, are national lands. You're not allowed to use it as your own grove, as a farmer, because what happens after that is they take pictures, and after the forest fire, which most of them are arson, they claim that it's their land because they had a grove in there. You see what they do? And then they start building villas, like we saw around the baths of the beautiful Helen. Villas along the road, because they're saying, well, it was my land. And then they produce these false documents. They show pictures of their groves, and there you go. That's how they, a lot of them, that's how they get their free land. That's, of course, not to be done, but this is Greece, and unfortunately, the truth has to be told that takes place. And the government is aware of this. I don't know what they tried to tear some houses down that were on former forest lands, and you have another grove. I just saw one across here. I'm pointing it. I don't know if you can see it. Yes, there it is. Okay, those short trees are the olive trees, an olive grove in the middle of the pine forest. Okay. Okay. Now the road is getting tighter, and we have a lot of curves, so I'm going to have to shut off the camera for a bit and talk to you later. Bye for now. Okay, here we are. We're about 60 kilometers out of our destination of Poros, and it's such beautiful country here that I stopped by the wayside. That's a dirt road leading up to somebody's farm, I guess. I'm going to wait for the cars to pass so that it can go slowly. We just came down from the mountain that we were climbing with the curves to the side of the baths of the beautiful Helen, and we're down in the valley now. Let's go. And I just wanted to get a sense of the pristine beauty of this area, and there are farmland somewhere inside here. I just passed a little town. I have to get some gas. There was one gas station, I missed it. I have to go get gas from another place because I'm going to come back so late at night. I may not find gas stations opened. Oh, here are the olive groves. Olive groves. Aren't they beautiful? And this is again the pine forests. Very nice scenery. Beautiful scenery. Somebody's carrying a boat. Okay. Beautiful scenery. Modern Greece only obtained its independence in 1821 from the Ottoman Empire, the Turks. We were under slavery for about 450 years before that. And we're basically a new nation after that. It's after the Byzantium era that the Muslim horde, of course, took over Byzantium, cutting off pieces at a time. The last one to fall was Constantinople, which is today Istanbul, meaning Istinboli. Istinboli meaning to the city. Constantinople meaning Boli, the city of Constantine the Great. Established it there in the ancient Byzantium. Beautiful location there with hills and rivers. And since then, for about 450 years, they were enslaved to the Turks. And for some reason, the Turks still think that they own the territory of Greece and Cyprus, and even Cyprus now that has had this beautiful arrangement with Israel and Greece under the guidance and protection of the U.S. Turkey is threatening to take about. By the way, in 1974, Turkey took half the island of Cyprus in a very illegal war, and it's holding it under occupation since then. And for the life of me, I don't know why the national community, the UN, don't tell her to get out. And now with the oil extraction, oil and gas that's being extracted from the areas of Israel, Cyprus, and Greece, and there's going to be a pipeline running from there to Greece to supply Europe. And they want to take the whole island of Cyprus. They say, whatever we did in 1974, we're going to do it again, and we're going to finish it. And they're doing that, of course, to get the oil that Cyprus has. Cyprus, unfortunately, it's always been an area of, historically from antiquities, its location is such that it's in the middle between Europe and Asia, and just across from Israel. And it's always had run-ins with all types of hordes. Unfortunately, the permanent residents are, I think, about 600,000 people there. And anyway, how did I get off on that tangent? Oh yeah, because of the modern. Oh, look at that! Isn't that beautiful? That's where I'm going, to the island. Those islands in the distance. That's Poros. And you have some barren islands here, those little rocks in the sea. Isn't that beautiful? I'll keep it here so you can see more of that. Because on the other side we just have mountains. And on this side you can see the sea. Until I start, I think I'm coming up to curves again, because you see the road curves around the mountainside. I'm going to have to close it because we have curves now. But let's get some more sea in. Let's get some more sea. If we can. I have trees in front of me. Trees are blocking our view, but let's see. They will be blocking our view. The highway will be flanked by trees. Maybe we'll have a little bit of an opening. Let's see here. No, I don't think so. Anyway, that's now you're getting a glimpse of our trip through the Peloponnese, through the coastline, towards Epidaurus and Poros. Oh, that's beautiful. I don't know. I saw it, but I don't know if I got it. Oh, let's point straight. If we point straight, you can see this. Oh, okay, that's good. That's beautiful. There you go. There you go. Oh, there's a little sailboat. You can see the white sail on it. Beautiful day for sailing because there is a stiff breeze. I mean, a lot of these locations are like, I'm slowing down now because I'm the only one on the highway. There's nobody behind me, so I could do that. Oh, there's the fisheries. Oh, I just saw a little bit of the fisheries down there. Remember I told you that they're in the bays that have quiet waters? I don't know if you saw it or not, but we'll see it again. Those strips there, those little red balls in the water, those are fisheries. Beautiful. That's a sailboat over there. You can see some sea here. Okay, we got a chance to see some sea. And now I'm going to turn it off because I'm going through a lot of curves. We're on one of the high places here. This is a monastery here on the side of the road. It looks like the church is pretty old in the middle. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see. I'm wearing my sunglasses. I have no idea where I'm pointing at. Let's pull out again. That right there. You see this behind the trees is the main church. And this is one of the many places in the Peloponnese that looks so beautiful. You have beautiful valleys flanked by mountains. And wow, I just love things like this. I just love things like this. Pristine. They've been farming here since antiquity, since thousands of years BC. These were farmlands. Okay. I just wanted to stop because we did have a stop area. And that's the monastery. And we're heading into some more curves again. Very good highway roads. We're going, this is towards Napoleon and Poros. So we're continuing our ride. now we're on the road towards Poros, and I'm going to be driving on the slope of the mountain. So I won't be able to, and with a lot of curves, of course. This is just one of them. And the mountain will be always to my right, and the sea to my left. It's just beautiful, very beautiful. Flanked with little bushes of flowers, wildflowers, and daphne leaves, and wild daphne, which is poisonous, of course. You shouldn't touch it or eat it. And this is how beautiful the sea is. Okay, I've got to get this. There's a bird there. I think, what is that? It's like an eagle or something. It spotted its prey, and it's going in for the kill, I guess, because we're pretty high up. Oh, okay, I'm going around the curves again, but I just wanted you to see the beautiful sea. Now, a lot of times I'm just pointing the camera to the side. I don't even know what I'm capturing in the screen. I hope you can see. I don't know. I hope I got the bird in. It was some kind of a falcon, I think. So, this is how beautiful it is. You can see here. Okay. Those are some barren islands. And I don't know exactly what's on the other side. I think it's Poros, where I'm going. Okay. As you can see, you can see the geography here. You look at that. The mountains and the pine forests. Did you see that? It's all rubble. It looks like pumice. It's all mumbled up pumice. You can see that. And on top are the pine trees, the pine forests. Now, if you were this is the whole mountain is like that. It's not granite. It's like pumice has been waved in, has been brought in by waves of some kind, and you see all types of boulders and pumice and rock and soil. And the pine trees are so easy to grow. I mean, they would even grow on the windshield of your car if you left the seed there long enough. I know, because that's happened to my previous car a couple of times. And okay, here you have some marble on that side, and that looks to be that they've cut the mountain so they can put the street through, the highway through it. And can you see the sea? I hope not. I'm not pointing up towards the sky. Okay. Oh, let's go down here. Okay. Okay. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. Beautiful scenery. Just beautiful scenery. Okay, that's where we're going to, that place there. But it's pretty far off yet. And this is the area that they've cut, as you can see. I have to go slow here because it's full of curves. Very slow. Oh, there's a little dead animal there. What is that? Like a squirrel or something. Sorry about that. Okay. The sea looks very calm today. That's why there's a lot of fisheries here, because this is there's a lot of bays here, and even if it's stormy further out in the Aegean and the surrounding Gulf, it's pretty quiet here because it's surrounded by islands and mountains. Okay. Landfall, landslides, yes, I did see landslides. I just couldn't get them on the camera. Boulders on the highway, boulders. Because of the, the frequent earthquakes that we have. We had a lot of rain this past winter, so it must have dislodged a lot of rocks as well. going into a tunnel now. Those are windmills for renewable energy. We have wind farms, a lot of them here on the Peloponnese, on the mountain tops, on the ridges of the mountains. And here you can see a better view of the sea flanking us to the right, to the left, to the left. Okay, it's beautiful. And the road is totally new, as you can see. We've laid a new road. Isn't that beautiful? With olive groves, these are, I think, legitimate, I hope they're legitimate olive farms, olive groves. Beautiful. That's a better view of the bay. Another part of the Saronic Gulf. This is the Saronic Gulf, opening up to the Aegean. And that way there goes all the way to Piraeus, the port of Piraeus, which is the main port of Athens. Oh, there we go. How's that? I have a feeling because I'm not looking through the screen, I have a feeling I'm always looking pointing in the wrong direction. I hope I haven't been taking videos of the sky. Okay. How's that? I'm holding it over my shoulder, so I hope I'm getting a proper field of vision for you. Oh, this is in front. This is what I'm seeing now. Okay. Beautiful. And these are farmlands down there, all the way up to the sea. As we said, this never freezes over. This is very mild during the winter. That's why they also grow lemons, oranges, mandarins, tangerines, things like that, citrus fruits of all kinds, and apples and pears, and olives. And they have their own cows and chickens, and so they have their own milk. They make their own butter, their own yogurt, their own milk, their own cream, their own cheese, their own macaroni, their own ice cream, their own butter. They have their own chicken, their own meat, their lamb. Once we had dinner at a place around here, we were invited, and everything was their own bread, everything, their own wine, everything was from their production. It was a little farm. It was, I will never forget it. It was the tastiest macaroni with melted butter and their cheese on top I had ever had in my life, with tomato sauce from their tomatoes, and meat and lamb and chicken from their produce, from their animals. It was just, and pork. It was just amazing. I never had better food. I will never forget it. I think it was pure as well. Made with a lot of love and attention, I guess. So here we are now. We're going through some farm areas, farm towns, and they're right off the beach. So some of these buildings are from the 1950s, 1960s. Some of them are much older. Okay, it's an old cypress tree. It's a tourist bus. I guess we're going through some town here. The houses are right on the street. Okay, that's sign saying Paralia, means towards the beach, which is, I guess, a couple of 100 yards down to the left. This is as low as we can get. You can see that the road is about, what is it, 6 feet above the sea level? Isn't that beautiful? It's as if it's very enticing to go swimming in. Yeah. So now we're heading towards the area where we're going to get the ferry. Poros Galatas, Methana. That's where we're going. Galatas. And we're going to get the ferry boat. Very lovely area. Farmland and the sea. And I've been going slow, but basically it's an hour from Corinth, an hour and a half from Athens, this area. And it's pristine and virgin and clean atmosphere, clean air, clean water, clean everything. Beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to turn it off so we can get onto the ferry boat. Bye for now. Here we are at Poros. I'm at Galata, and that's Poros across. You can see that thing there, that white tower is a clock tower. And I just missed the ferry boat, but it'll be back in a few minutes. Oh, the other one's coming, so I guess... Okay, there's one going, one coming. I have to go and get my ticket and talk to you later. Bye for now. Okay, now we're on the ferry boat, and I guess they're waiting for a few more cars. And that's Galata, and we're going across to Poros. It's a very short distance, and you have some yachts moored here. Others are, I guess they go across with their dinghy to get to their sailboats, their yachts. It's a nice one there. You see it? Like pointing in the right direction, I hope so. Okay. And the sea is a little bit choppy now. It's about this time when the currents change, and I guess the wind picks up a little bit this time in the evening. That's nice. All right, now we're about midway, halfway between Galatas and Poros. These are the quaint little buildings that you see. Most of them are about, maybe over 100 years old. Even the new ones that are built, they're trying to keep the same style. Basically 2 stories. The neo-Hellenistic type, where you have one door flanked by symmetrical doors by windows. So you'd have the door in the middle and windows flanking the door, and then 3 windows on the top. Or you would have 1 window and 2 on each side, and then 5 on the top, things like that. Symmetrical. Yeah. Very quaint. As you can see, it's there's a hill on the top, cypress trees. There's another, this is the pier of Poros, and there's another ferry boat there. So that's it for now. Very lovely. The ferry boat is full of cars. It's about, what time is it? 4:30 in the afternoon. 4:30. And the baptism is at 6. I found parking very near the church that we'll have the baptism at. So I'm going to stay here. It's now about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Taking my time, very leisurely, very sweetly, slowly. And this is another bay of the area. People are swimming nicely. It's the best time to swim, I guess, now, because the sun isn't too hot. And I was just looking at the formation of the mountains across. as the sun sets to the west and you can start seeing the shadows, you can see there's bulging at places. Who knows what went on there when these things were formed. And there's a little hill there as well. There, let's pull out a bit. Yeah. That's the road I came on to come here. There's another one here. You do see a few houses here and there. Over there. In the distance. In the middle of nowhere. People do like solitude. And when they want noise and populations, they can find them in 5 minutes. You can take a car right into the town and they're right here. It must be so beautiful there, especially at night when you can see the stars in the sky. It's now about 20 to 6, and I think we have a better view of the windmills on top of the ridge of the mountain, as you can see there. Can you see that? Let me pull in. I'm still waiting. I'm in the car. I got here very soon, but that's fine. I had my coffee, sitting here in my air-conditioned cabin, and just taking in the beautiful view. I've got my beautiful long dress on, as you can see, and my purse is ready. My shoes are ready to be put on. These are dancing shoes, by the way. They're so comfortable. Fabric, and my purse is ready. My camera is ready, as you can see, and I'm raring to go for the baptism of my little granddaughter. And this is the strange, you can see the undulations in the mountain and the deformation, as it was something pushing up, pushing from underneath. You can see that. Oh, sorry, I was pointing to the car. Okay, let me go out a little bit. You can see it better this way. Okay, as the sun is setting, it's about 20 to 6. And people are still swimming in the sea. It's very warm. It's a bay, as you can see. So people are having fun. There's some people there on the speedboat with a banana being pulled behind. And it's the best time to go swimming because you don't get scorched by the sun and the sea is very warm. So these are the wind farms, as you can see. The renewable energy all over the mountains. They don't make any noise, none whatsoever, and they go slow enough that they don't bother the birds, I think. Well, what do you know? I'm sitting in front of the photographer that's going to be using his drone camera. There it is, it's flying in the back. That's his drone, it's flying off over there. So this is the guy that came out of the venue that we're holding, which has a little church, and he's got the remote control, and I guess he's going to have it come back to him now. It's one of the photographers. He's getting his drone ready, his camera on the drone, testing it out. Amazing. Where is it? It's gone off. Anyway, okay, he's testing it now. There it is, I see it in the distance. I think he's taking he's taking shots of the bay and the coastline and everything. Now he's coming in towards the venue. It's just behind my car. It's all the way up there, I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, he's taking a higher view, so that's what he's doing. He's controlling it. It's remote control. Κάτι παράξενο αυτό. Are you professional? No, I wish I was, but I'm not. I saw your partner with his drone the other just a little while ago. Yeah, great. Okay, good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Okay, just wanted to explain to you something funny happened. This woman, the photographer, was taking a video of me while I was taking a video of her. And that's why I started laughing. It says Kati Parakso, meaning something very strange is going on here. We're taking videos of each other. That's what she said. Are you a professional? I said, no, I wish I wasn't. I was, but I'm not. So she was one of the photographers that was there at the venue. And the little church was right in the area of the restaurant. So we didn't have to go anywhere after that. We were, just milling around and friends and relatives. And it was very nice. God bless you. God bless our children. And God give them great love and faith for our Lord Jesus Christ. Thank you for being with me during this trip. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.